Okay, let's dig into this. If you're a creative out there, maybe you write, paint, make things.
Yeah.
You know this feeling, right?
Oh, yeah.
Social media, it just feels like, well, something you have to
It's
do.
definitely. It eats up so much time.
So much time.
Hmm.
And being consistent, it feels impossible sometimes. And then you're just staring at a blank screen thinking, what do I even post today?
Yeah.
It's pretty overwhelming.
It really is. It's that classic conflict, isn't it? You want to be making your art, doing your craft,
Right.
and suddenly you also have to be like a social media guru full time. It's like needing two different brains.
Exactly. Two different brains, and you see others, and it looks so easy for them, and you're just like, how are they doing that?
Mm-hmm.
So to kind of explore a potential answer, we've been looking at some source material about this thing called the Social Media Suite by Shelby Leigh.
Yeah. And the source material really presents the suite as kind of shortcut. It claims it gives you social media content pretty much done for you.
Done for you.
And importantly, content that they say actually works specifically for creatives.
Okay, so that's the claim.
Mm-hmm.
So our goal here for this deep dive is to really unpack that source material. We want to figure out what exactly is this social media suite? Who's it supposedly for?
How does it work, according to the source?
Yeah, and what results does it promise? We're just trying to pull out the key bits of info,
Yeah.
give you a clear picture based on what we found.
Sounds good. And the source material, it definitely leans into that core problem we were just talking
That's
about.
the struggle.
Yeah, the struggle. Creatives pouring heart and soul into their actual work, writing books, painting, making products. And then, boom, social media demands this other kind of daily creativity.
Right, that feeling when you open Instagram or TikTok and your mind just goes blank.
Totally blank.
The source really describes that pressure, always needing new ideas, new captions, new video concepts. It can honestly just drain you,
Yes.
drain the creativity you need for your main work.
And the material actually says, sound familiar, you're not alone, and it's not your fault.
Oh, interesting. So it frames it less like a personal failing.
Exactly. More like, hey, this is just the reality when you're pulled in so many directions and your main thing is your art or your business. Makes consistency feel, well, almost impossible under that pressure.
Okay, so along comes the proposed solution in this source material.
Yeah.
The social media suite. The core idea seems to be like, what if you basically had a whole year's worth of ideas and templates just waiting?
Yeah, that's the relief it promises. The source says you get instant access to over 280 done-for-you assets.
280. Wow.
Yeah. Templates, captions, video scripts, ideas, the work.
For a whole year. That's what the material says. Okay, let's break that down. What actually makes up those 280 plus things? The source mentions different types, like 150 real templates.
Yep, 150. And it says they come with scripts and even hook prompts. The focus, based on the source, is really on video for those short-form platforms.
Like Instagram Reels, TikTok.
TikTok, YouTube Shorts, yeah. Even ideas for LinkedIn or Pinterest. The material really emphasizes that these are designed to help you make videos faster.
Faster is good.
And, crucially, to keep people watching.
Yeah.
Which, the source presents as a key for getting more views, more reach on those platforms.
Makes sense. Video's huge. Okay, so that's a big chunk for video. What about, like, static posts, graphics?
The source covers that, too. It details over 130 beautifully designed graphics.
Okay.
And it claims they're custom-made for creatives. So authors, artists, people selling products online.
Right. And how easy are they supposed to be to use? Do you need special software?
Material says they're easily personalized in Canva. You just need a free Canva account.
Oh, okay. Canva's pretty accessible.
Yeah. Swap in your brand, colors, fonts, photos, your own text. And they apparently come in square and portrait sizes. So they work for Instagram feeds, Facebook, LinkedIn. Pretty versatile.
Having the design mostly done but still customizable, that sounds pretty practical. What about the captions, the words?
That's another piece. The source says you get over 130 caption templates.
Templates, okay. So not fully written.
Described as fill in the blank. Written, the source claims, to help you connect with your audience and ultimately convert them.
Ah, so it's trying to bridge that gap between just posting and actually, making sales or connecting deeper.
Exactly. Instead of staring at that empty caption box, you've got a starting point. The source suggests these templates help with emotional connection, storytelling, and kind of smoothly leading towards talking about your work, your products. And it mentions variety each month to keep things from getting stale.
Variety is good. And there was something about 12 quick wins. What's that about?
Yeah, one for each month. The source describes these as focusing on specific actions that truly move the needle.
Move the needle.
Yeah.
It's like high-impact stuff.
That's the idea presented, to inspire consistency and focus you on strategic growth, not just random posting.
You know, what's interesting is how much the source keeps emphasizing that all this content is human-made, designed, and created. It even says point blank, no AI here. Why do you think they stress that so much in the material?
Well, based on how it's presented, it seems like a key selling point for them. They're probably highlighting that it's specifically tailored for creatives.
Implying maybe AI can't quite capture that nuance yet?
Perhaps, or just differentiating themselves, suggesting a human touch was needed for that authentic voice, positioning it as curated, intentionally built, not just spat out by a machine.
That tailored feel seems to tie into the strategy they mention. The source says the templates are built on a signature 3-pillar strategy. What are those pillars, according to the source?
Okay, yes. The source lays them out as first, visibility and reach, basically getting seen by new people, growing your audience.
Makes sense.
Second, nurturing and storytelling. This is about connecting deeper with the audience you already have, building relationships.
Right, the connection piece.
And third, selling content. So turning that connection into actual sales of your art, your books, your products, or maybe growing your email list.
Oh, visibility, nurturing, selling.
Those three. The material suggests this combo is effective because it covers the whole journey. Attracting people, warming them up, and then making an offer.
So the source presents it as more than just random posts. It's a system, specifically tested for creatives.
That's the claim, yeah. That it's not just some generic social media plan, but something refined based on experience with authors, artists, makers, that kind of thing.
Okay, practically speaking then, how does it work if someone buys it? Where do they actually get all this stuff?
So the source explains the graphic and video templates are housed inside Canva. You access them through Canva, edit them there, just need the free account.
Got it. And the captions and video scripts.
Those, it says, are provided as Google Docs. Again, suggesting a free Google account makes it easy to edit and save your own versions.
Right.
And the material definitely stresses that personalization is important. You got to swap out the examples, put in your own words, images, colors, make it sound like you.
Which makes sense. You don't want everyone posting the exact same thing.
Exactly. And the source does mention tutorial videos are included inside the suite.
Oh, good. To help people figure it out.
Yeah, it seems like guidance on how to actually use the templates effectively.
Okay, let's talk about the creator for a second.
Yeah.
Shelby Leigh. Based only on the source material we looked at, what does it tell us about her? Why is she positioned as someone credible for this?
Well, the source identifies her as a best-selling writer, says she's built up an audience of over 500,000 followers.
500,000, wow.
Yeah, and it states she's published 4 books, some self-published, some traditionally published. But maybe the biggest claim is that she achieved over 60,000 book sales, solely from organic social media strategies.
60,000 sales. Just
Yeah.
from organic social. That's a really big number.
Yeah.
Does the source give any more detail on how they track that or over what period?
The source material we reviewed doesn't really dive deep into the methodology behind tracking that specific number or the timeline. It presents it more as a key achievement, a result of her organic approach.
Sure.
It also mentions she has a background managing social media for larger brands, and that she's helped over 8,000 creatives through other programs she's run.
Okay, so the source uses her stated experience and that big sales claim from organic social as the core of her credibility for offering this suite. Makes sense.
Yeah.
What are the main benefits or promises the source really hammers home?
It comes back again and again to saving time, creating content way faster.
Fraction of the time, I think it said.
Yeah. Staying consistent even when you're busy,
Right.
making sure your posts feel authentic, aligned with your brand,
Right.
attracting the right kind of audience, people who actually like your specific creative work, and then ultimately selling that work, turning followers into fans, into customer.
And the source uses testimonials to kind of back this up, right? I've never seen quotes.
Yeah, definitely. Quotes like, someone made 5x the amount of content I used to make in an hour.
Wow.
Someone else feeling blown away that a whole year is now ready for me. And just that feeling of relief, what a weight off.
Those quotes really hit on that time-saving, stress reduction angle, don't they?
Absolutely. They're clearly picked to showcase that core promise, making social media less of a burden, more efficient. The source also mentions specific bonuses included.
Yeah, the bonuses. 2 trainings, I think. One was about B-roll, how to create B-roll for social media.
Yes, and the source specifically calls that one a must-have for your video content in 2025.
So tying it directly to current trends.
Seems like it. Linking it to keeping video content fresh and engaging.
And what was the other bonus? Something about DMs.
Right. How to automate your DMs and comments on Instagram, Facebook.
Okay, automation.
Yeah.
How does the source connect that to benefits?
It links it to practical results, like getting more engagement on your actual posts, helping grow your email list through automated replies maybe, and just making sales interactions smoother.
Okay, so the bonuses seem designed to add some extra, maybe slightly more advanced practical tactics on top of the core content. What about the cost and any guarantees?
The source states the price is $37, presented as a one-time payment, not a subscription.
$37 one time. And the guarantee?
There's what they call a happiness guarantee. It offers a 14-day money-back guarantee, and the material describes it as no questions asked.
Okay, good to know. The source also had a little FAQ section, which clarified a couple of things, like it mentioned that templates are evergreen. Why is that detail important, according to how the source frames it?
Yeah, evergreen basically means, as the source implies, that they aren't tied to specific holidays or like super fleeting trends.
So you can use them anytime.
Right, year round, year after year, which contrasts with content you might have to create specifically for, say, Christmas or a current event.
Gotcha. And it also quickly mentioned another product, the Creatives Content Club. How did it differentiate the suite from that?
It just clarified that the club is a separate thing, a monthly membership with ongoing support, coaching calls, new content plans each month, that kind of stuff. Whereas the suite is just this one-time purchase of these evergreen templates.
Different models.
Okay.
And this is crucial, especially for anyone listening who might manage accounts for others, the licensing. What does the source say about how you can actually use these templates?
The source is really clear on this. Buying the suite gets you one license. That license is for using the templates on your own social media accounts only.
Your own personal or business accounts?
Exactly. It explicitly says you are not allowed to resell them or give them away or use them for client work. They're tied to Shelby Leigh's specific strategy and are just for the purchaser's use.
Right. Important distinction.
Okay.
So let's try to recap quickly, just based on this deep dive into the source material. The social media suite from Shelby Leigh is presented as this big package deal.
Yeah, hundreds of done-for-you social media templates, captions, video scripts.
All built on that specific three-pillar strategy: visibility, nurturing, selling.
And the material really positions it as the answer to that feeling of overwhelm and inconsistency that so many creatives face with social media.
Right. Offering a shortcut, basically. A way to show up regularly with content that's designed to connect and hopefully convert based on the creator's own claimed success using organic social media.
Mm-hmm.
So thinking back to that initial problem, just feeling swamped by social media, Demands this deep dive shows that products like this suite, as described in the source anyway, aim to tackle that problem head on.
Yeah, by giving you the content, the structure.
The value proposition seems crystal clear.
Mm-hmm.
Save time, be more consistent, and the hope is sell more of your creative work.
Which, leads to an interesting thought for you, the listener, to maybe ponder. The source puts so much emphasis on saving time with these templates and scripts. That's a huge draw.
Definitely.
But for creatives, your unique voice, your personal perspective, that's often central to your brand, right?
Absolutely.
So how do you balance that? How do you make sure that even when you're using done-for-you content, your own individual authenticity, that genuine connection you have with your audience, still really shines through in your social media presence? That's something to think about.